Hi everyone, and welcome back to the revision of the Advanced Financial Management paper that was done in April 2022. I've done question 1 up to question 3. Today I'm going to do question 4. Then in our next lesson, we'll do question number 5. Question 4 says, part A, there are a number of different types of finance which can facilitate the trading of goods and services both globally and domestically. The trade finance industry also supports and accommodates transactions that facilitate international payments, mitigate currency risk and exposure, and both debt and equity financing. Required. In relation to the above statement, describe 5 types of trade finance, 5 marks. We're answering question number 4, April 2022. Part A. Types of trade finance. Describe 5 types of trade finance. Now, trade finance, as the question indicates, facilitates trading of goods and services both globally and domestically. It is a financing of goods and services in trade or in transactions. That is from a supplier through to the end buyer. It generally refers to the financing of the fluctuating working capital needs for either a single or a bulk of trade transactions. And trade financing should, in principle, be self-liquidated through the cash flow of the underlying transactions. So we're going to describe 5 types of trade finance. The first point, the first one, is the cash in advance. Cash in advance. Now, with cash in advance payments, an exporter can avoid credit risk because payment is received before the ownership of goods is transferred. And for the international sales, wire transfers and credit cards are the most commonly used in cash in advance options. So the card payments and wire transfers are the available options to exporters. And with the advancement of the internet, we've had escrow services that are becoming another cash in advance option for small export transactions. However, requiring payment in advance is the least attractive option for the buyer because it creates unfavorable cash flow, where a buyer is required to pay in advance before the goods are delivered. That affects the cash flow of the buyer. And I'm saying is the least attractive option for the buyer. It may be an option that the seller would want, but it's less attractive to the buyer. And foreign buyers are also concerned that the goods may not be sent if payment is not made in advance. Do you understand? Cash in advance. If you are to buy goods from, if you are in, say, Kenya, and you want to buy goods from Japan, the exporter in Japan may require to send the money first before the goods are released. So you see, you are denied your cash flows for the period which you call the lead time, the date between when you make the order and when they are delivered. It may take weeks, it may take months. So foreign buyers will always be concerned that the goods may not be sent if payment is not made in advance, and therefore exporters will insist on that kind of payment method may find that not to be the best or the most attractive payment terms. The exporters will insist on such kind of payment model as their sole manner of receiving or doing business may lose to competitors who offer more attractive payment terms. So cash in advance is a form of a trade finance. Cash in advance. The second type is known as factoring. Factoring. Now, factoring is a special form of short-term finance where a finance company known as the factor purchases the seller's receivables and assumes the credit risks either with or without recourse to the seller. And it's mainly used in industrialized countries and within the trading areas with a relatively similar structure of harmonized laws, harmonized rules, harmonized procedures. So factoring is the buying of trade receivables or the buying of debtors. It's a special form of short-term finance where a finance company buys or purchases the seller's receivables or debtors and assumes the credit risk either with or without recourse to the seller. Factoring, buying of the debtors or purchasing the seller's debtors. I'm moving on to number 3. Let me write the third point here. We are discussing types of trade finance. We have working capital loans. Working capital loans. Now, these are flexible short-term borrowing facilities linked to specific import or export transactions. They are available for firms regardless of the method they use to trade, whether open account, collections, or even documentary credit basis. So working capital loans help fund trade transactions throughout a firm's trading cycle, and that improves the cash flows of a company. Working capital loans. The fourth type of trade finance is forfeiting. 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 Now, forfeiting is a method of trade finance that allows exporters to obtain cash by selling their medium or long-term foreign accounts receivables at a discount to a forfeiter. And a forfeiter is a specialized finance firm, or it can even be a department in a bank. So forfeiting can help exporters improve cash flow, particularly when pursuing sales to foreign buyers who depend on longer financing terms which can stretch for months or they can even stretch to years. And forfeiting eliminates virtually all risk of non-payment for the exporter. The fees associated with forfeiting are often higher than other types of commercial lender financing. Number 5, supplier credit. Supplier credit. Now, supplier credit is another form of trade finance, and supplier credits are the most commonly used method of trade finance, mainly for the shorter periods, but to a lesser degree also to the short-term periods. And its structure is determined by the time span of the credit. It is determined by the size and the buyer's country, as well as the method of payment agreed in the sales contract. Supplier credit. So when purchasing on credit from a supplier, the supplier may give a period within which the buyer ought to make the payment. So to the buyer, then that is a form of trade finance, because the buyer does not pay for the goods immediately. Is given a period which the supplier would call a debt collection period. Is the most common type of trade finance. We may also add here 6, overdraft. Overdraft. This is a form of a loan. It's called business overdraft. Now, business overdraft is just borrowing that takes place when the business makes payments out of its current account and exceeds its available balance. Now, if you are holding a balance of, say, 10,000 current account, you hold a current account with a bank, and you have this amount of money in the account. The bank can allow you to make money in excess of the 10,000 shillings. That excess is what we are referring to as the overdraft. So business overdrafts, borrowing takes place when the business makes payments out of the current account and exceeds its available balance. And this kind of trade finance is very common in financing small and medium-sized enterprises. And they are ideal for those with fluctuating finance requirements. So an overdraft can be provided by a bank or a financial institutions for a fixed period of time, or as a rolling facility with no end date. So these are types of trade finance.